I just set my pH. That's the only thing I worry about when I first do all this. Afterwards, I don't check it day after day. I don't do it, you know what I'm saying? I just do it that one time. And so the only reason I do that is because I did when I first do it, like it will fluctuate. It'll start coming up at least with my water and what I do. Over time, it actually starts coming up. I started freaking out. I try to put more pH down in there or add more of this. And it seemed like I'd get a little more yellowing and all this. It just wouldn't be as happy. You know what I'm saying? And so, so this just came back from when I first started. Somebody told me about their method about, they did the same thing, that they just let it drink all the nutrients and all that and then refilled it. Then stay on top of it and all this. Just let it drink and then give it a new bucket. And that, like I said, helps me out so much, just swapping out buckets like the way I do. So yeah, I don't really stay on top of all that. You know what I'm saying? I do my pH that one time and I just let it happen. I think you'll drive yourself crazy. My philosophy is look at the plant, man. If the plant looks good, it's good. You know what I'm saying? I don't go in there and look for problems. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
The first run I did with DWC, I was closely monitoring that pH. The second run, not as much. Well, let me take a step back. So the general range for pH that you hear about online, a lot of people aim for, is anywhere between 5.5 and 6.5 pH. And some people will narrow that down even more, right? They'll say 5.8 to 6.2 pH. Yeah. What I typically aim for is 5.8 pH, put that in the system. Now, over time, like my first run, I was constantly measuring that every day. I was going in there and making adjustments every day, every other day, let's say. Now, with my second grow, I would start out at 5.8 pH, but I would just let it drift, like you had mentioned, over a period of days. That pH slowly drifts upwards, right? And by the end of the week, maybe by the end of 7 days or 10 days, it was at 6.2, 6.3 pH. Well, by that time, I'm changing out the reservoir and I'm going back down to 5.8 pH. So that worked out really, really well for me. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because, that's a technique that a lot of people use is they'll start off at that lower pH and just let it drift up over time over the period of a week, 10 days, 14 days, upwards of, and then do that change. Yeah,
I do not push mine 14 days. I think that's how I've gotten away with not having as much problems as I haven't had. You know what I'm saying? My golden rule really is a week. If I got nutrients and all this and I don't have to, you know what I'm saying, do it. I mean, the only time I will push it longer than that is when it's like a seedling or in early veg, because it will not drink that water as quickly. And you just don't seem like you have a lot of root mass in there. So there's not as much breaking off into it to disrupt it as much, it seems like. So I will push it to maybe like 10 days. And a couple times I've done 14 days and it's been fine every time. But I just, as a rule of thumb, I try to do it around a week. Normally mid veg, you're gonna only have like, you know what I'm saying, you're not wasting that much nutrients when you throw it out. I think people freak out. That's what somebody asks, like, what do you do with your nutrients at the end? I'm like, they go down the drain, man. I don't use them for anything else or anything like that. I was thinking about trying to use them for outside plants or whatever. I will probably just kill one of my plants. I already have like I say, getting at the end of it of higher pH and everything. Probably got some old roots floating in there. But yeah, like I said, I've never felt like I've lost a whole bunch of nutrients. You know what I'm saying? I've actually had to, I don't know what I did, or to this day, I've swapped out. One was actually when we were doing the Seed to Harvest podcast, we were showing plants live. I just swapped out my bucket the day before. I'm like, hey, look at my tent. Open up the tent. The plant is yellowing. Like the tips are yellow. So this is the horror story of things can happen very rapidly, very quickly. But like I said, I stay on top of my plants, and all I did was, oh man, right after the show, I swapped out that bucket. The yellowing stopped. And I mean, the yellow, you know what I'm saying? The yellowing stopped, but the yellow is there for the whole growth. I mean, honestly, at the mid-flower, it actually added a little something to it. It actually had like this nice little yellow, like some of my leaves leaf had like a yellowing to it. It had like a real almost like tie-dye look to it. So it actually came out looking pretty good. But yeah, so that is the horror story of, from within a 24-hour period. I don't know what I did. If I to this day, I'm thinking I didn't put in like an A or B or something like that. I got sidetracked. I got a wife and 4 kids, so probably somebody came in and started talking to me or something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just swapped out that bucket and it grew fine after that.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I made a mistake before, specifically with pH is what I found. I thought I did it right, and then I checked it the next day, and it was like super low, like 3 point something, so really low, and the plant was struggling. And yeah,
Yeah,
swapping things out, it eventually recovered, and it turned out to
yeah,
be a beautiful plant with a great harvest. But it was really, really bad. It was a small plant, very, very bad at the point in the beginning, and almost to the point where I think a lot of people would have just thrown away that plant and started fresh. But it did recover, and I did get a harvest out of it, which is really good. So when you mix up the nutrient solution, what are you aiming for pH kind of at that point to begin?
Okay, so I make mine. Basically, how I have it is I have a yardstick I use, and in my buckets, every gallon is 3 inches. So I have 3 gallons of water in there. I just fill it up to 9 inches. I do the ratio. It's a little under 15 mil, you know what I'm saying, grams of each stuff. I put it in there, I mix it up, and then I pH it down to, I do 5.6 is what I've seen that works. I've done the 5.8, and that's what everybody, when I first heard, is 5.8, 5.8. And I was doing that. I was making sure. It did seem like just those last couple of days, it was getting too high. So I started doing the 5.6, and it worked a lot better. I will let it go down to 5.5, like you said, but 5.4, if I hit that, I will definitely try to bring it back up. I've let it go to 5.5 before, and it seemed like it growing really good. I've had the 5.4, and it was just seemed like it just didn't have the neck, saying the growth like it should. Like for those first few days, it seemed like it waited for that pH to get where it needed to, and then started taking up the nutrients. Because yeah, if you don't have your pH on lock, it's you can't take up the nutrients. You know what I'm saying? It gets too far out of whack that it won't even take up the nutrients, even if you have them in there.
This clip is brought to you by Vivo Sun. Use discount code MrGrow15 to save on any of their gardening products. Go to the full episode by clicking the outro card here, or click the link in the description section below. Catch you in the next video.